Hey guys, it's Clay on the trail. Finally got another opportunity to get out. It is the 14th of October. And I'm at, well, this is the Christmas Meadows, so I guess it's the Stillwater. And this is the oil road. There's a bunch of oil field stuff up in just this area here that would take you up to Hellhole if you keep following this road. I am not going to follow the road, although I have biked it before, and if you guys are into mountain biking up here in the Uintas, this is a great spot. I'm going to go up this way. I've never been here before. There are a bunch of beaver ponds and stuff up here, and a section of river. I think this first section probably gets fished a lot. But I'm going to go up a ways. See if I can get lost here. I already am. Okay, here's a little bit of perspective. I, of course, am the little triangle. This red line is when I rode my bike up that road. This is the Stillwater River. And I am going to go up and check out these beaver ponds right here, and then I'll cut over to the river and walk the river back down. I will eventually have my son put my tracks on my website, clayonthetrail.com, if you haven't checked it out. I started heading up the hill because it seemed like less deadfall, but when I got up there I was wrong. And this isn't bad at all down here. Looks like there's a lot of horse traffic through here. Or a sign of it anyway. Looks like we missed the leaves changing. The hillside over here to the east has a little burnt orange on it, but leaves are pretty brown and falling off. Okay, so I'm starting to see a lot of moose sign. Of course, I'm wandering through willows and beaver ponds. I don't know what I should have expected. And the last time I explored beaver ponds, there was no fish in them, and I carried my fish pole. Got a good layer of ice on this one. I don't see any sign of fish here either. Hopefully, if I see a moose, it's from a distance. Some of these willows are over my head, so I'm just hiking blind. Check this out. I don't know how deep it is, so I don't want to step on it, but this stuff's froze solid up here. I'm going to come in on this second pond. On the south side. Whew. See, that looks frozen, but it goes right through. Anyway, south side of the pond here, where it's open. None of these look deep enough to harbor anything. Whew. Yeah, they're only 8-10 inches deep. That's a heck of a beaver pond, or a beaver lodge. So according to my map, I haven't even started hitting the beaver ponds yet. I don't know, probably in the 80s, early 90s, that's when this map was last updated. And beaver are like that as they kick their young out. They kick them off either up or downstream, and they go make their own lodges. And man, something big has come through here recently and knocked this all down. Has me a little worried. Oh. Probably a sheep, like a domestic sheep. Maybe that's what all the trails are. But they've had the sheep out of here for quite a while. Here's the next one up. This one's got a little depth to it, but no sign of fish. Maybe 1.5 feet deep. One of these days I'll find the secret little hidey hole with some big old monster fish in it that no one ever goes to. So I recently broke down and bought a new PC computer. Heavy duty enough. Oh, this is where the beaver are just cruising back and forth. So a PC big enough to run a Oculus Rift VR headset, virtual reality. And I'm not really a gamer guy. I spent an outrageous amount of money just to have Google Earth. Like crazy 3D, like you're standing right in the middle of the map. If you've never checked it out, find somebody that has it and try it. It will change your game. So I hiked this last night in my living room. It was a lot easier. I didn't get near as tired. But it wasn't quite as pretty as this is. But it is a really cool program. Like, cool enough I dropped a ton of money on it. And I shouldn't even complain. My son built my PC for me at half price of what it would have cost to just go buy one. But it's a super cool program. And there are a couple stupid games I get hooked on playing it too, but that's not why I haven't been out hiking. Even it doesn't match this. Alright, so I was surprised. I'm always looking out for wild edibles and stuff. This plant right here is bearberry, or knick-knick. And it actually has little berries in them. I don't think they're real great, but they're edible. They're kind of waxy and weird inside and have one pretty good sized pit. But this is the plant that the natives and the mountain men would dry out and use when they ran out of tobacco. And I don't smoke, so I don't really need any, but it's good to know stuff. And it is an evergreen, so it grows and stays green year round. And the plant that I get most confused with it is the bush cranberry, or the bush blueberries. They have pretty similar leaves and like a barky, well, a bark on them. But like the cranberries and some of the other bush berry plants up here don't. I think it was only last year when I finally figured out the difference. Maybe the year before, I don't know. So I think this is the end of the Beaver Ponds. And I guess it makes sense that there wouldn't be a ton of fish up here. There's really no inlet stream that would support fish. Oh, that's awesome. My dog will smell like something dead now that he rolled in that. Oh, it's a good thing he lives outside. All right, I'm going to head over the hills to the river. See if there's any fishing holes on the river. I hate to carry my fish pole and not get a chance to use it, but no serious inlet. I think this is just spring fed. Like I said earlier, the beavers, they populate, they kick the young ones out, and they just go downstream a little bit, build another bridge or another dam, another lodge. Huh. Here's a little bit of an inlet stream, but looks pretty nasty. All right, a beautiful hike, and I have not seen another soul ever since I turned up towards these lodges, or these ponds. All the feet print and horse prints went away. It's amazing. I don't think I'm a mile from my truck. It's amazing how easy it is to find a little solitude if you just, plan ahead a little bit, find a place to go. Get out there and explore the unseen places. Everybody's been to Amethyst Lake. It's pretty. You should go there at least once, but maybe I'm just antisocial. I don't like to go up there and hang out with everybody else. When I come to the mountains, I come for this. So hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you should do that. That would be awesome for both of us. You could hit the little bell, get notified when I put videos out. I'm going to start putting them out a little bit more regular. Again, I only have one more, maybe two more roofing jobs to finish this year. And they're not going to be crazy all week long jobs, so it means my days off are actually my days off. And if you haven't already, reach on over there and click that thumbs up button. I hate to be a beggar, but it makes me wonder sometimes if I'm making these videos for me or if anybody else is digging it. But how about this? If you've never been here, if you've never been to this spot right here that I took you to, click the thumbs up. Okay, so my map showed a old Jeep road right here. At some point in time, this must have been a logging road or something, but as you can tell, it has been a long time since it's been that. There's a ton of deadfall in here, but it's all ground level. It actually hasn't been bad at all. I've been able to just walk right over it. I'm used to having to belly crawl over stuff. All right, some bunghole's been up here. And I got to carry their garbage out too. I'm guessing a great white hunter. For all you guys that hunt, that's not a slam at everyone, but it's a slam to that jackwagon. So I think it's elk season up here. I should be in orange, so I don't get shot by some dingleballs. I could hear some bugling going on a little bit south of me, but I think it was a hunter. I don't think it was actually an elk. So hopefully they don't mistake me for an elk. There's been a ton of cutting up here that's old. Lodgepole stuff, so I'm guessing this was a cutting area once, a logging area. Now here's a meadow down here. Looks like water in it, but I'll go down here and screw somebody's hunting trip up. Not on purpose, but I guess it'd be an area I'd be looking at. And maybe the path will be easier to the river. So I no doubt once again came up here too late. Not as late as that guy, but man, all the water is just froze. Solid. So I'm gonna have to get to the... Man, there's a whole herd of something hanging out right here. Got the grass all knocked down. I get down to the river where it's moving, I'll be able to throw my fly in. And I actually have a really good late fall fly. It's been killer around my house. And this stretch of the river is probably a half mile from the road, just the way it wanders. So I'm guessing it doesn't get fished near as hard. I'm sure it gets fished. But not near as hard as the rest of the river. So I'm going to put my pole together, see if I can drown a fly. Bet his feet are cold. So the water's only a couple inches deep here. And if you have a good pair of shoes, it's no problem. And if you don't, get some. Nothing like walking around with 30-degree feet. I don't know how much deeper it's going to get than this, but there's a couple little pools up here. Anyway, I'm just going to follow this back down to my truck. So I actually got in, there was 2 fish swimming in that little pool there, and I threw a couple different flies at them. No dice. That's okay. We'll go down here and see what the next pool has to offer. So there's an entire school of trout. There's got to be 8 of them. Just sitting right here, and I have thrown everything on top of these guys that I can, and they are just not into eating right now. Now granted, it's probably 1 o'clock, somewhere in that area. So I know it's not prime feeding time, but you'd think one of them would do something. Anyhow, we'll keep finding another hole. See if we can get something somewhere else. There's a lot of animal activity all through this area. And this would be fairly new. Those haven't been cut for very long. I've pretty well given up on fishing. If you can have 8 fish schooled up like that, not interested in anything you have, that's a pretty good indicator that maybe we're done fishing around here, at least for the year. I know the water's not that cold. They shouldn't be hibernating, or they don't hibernate, whatever you call it. They shouldn't be doing that yet. So I'm just cruising this meadow. It's way easier to walk than the shore. Oh. Here's some guys. I mean, that hasn't been used in a long time, seeing as there's a couple trees growing out the middle of it, but some people are venturing off the road. Well, I got myself in a bit of a pickle here. Ouch. Get the crap beat out of me. Oh. Getting whipped in the face with willows. Oh, that one smarted right in the tip of my nose. Hopefully, I can find a reasonable way out of here. I know which way I need to go, and there's pine trees right there. Ooh. There was a mouse just crawled down there. I found a very, very big area with beaver lodges and dams, lodges, the whole works, and you could just look down in the water and see the fish, and they could care less. Oh. If I didn't have my fishing pole, this wouldn't be quite as bad. Oh. Boy. Hopefully this opens up. I've gone a ways away from the river now, but I don't want to get the crap beat out of me anymore. This will be pretty close to where I came in. And my truck's probably only 200 yards away. But it's been almost 3 miles, so maybe I'll hit 3 miles before I'm done. So there's a wasp nest about, I'd say 3 feet off the ground. They say that's a tell, if you believe in all the nature stuff that'll tell you what kind of winter we're gonna have, because wasps will always build their nests higher than the snow's gonna be. I don't know how they know, but oh, I know they're not gonna bite, but there's fish in there. I can see them, and I'm just a sucker. See how angry I can get this time. So I think there's a fish right there. It's a pretty decent sized one. It might be a stick. I can't tell. They're not biting anyway, the sticks nor the fish. What a pretty area. Pretty section of river. And I'm guessing there's a lot of people bring their campers down just close to where I'm parked and camp. And I'm guessing they come down and hit this pretty hard. I've never been a camper unless I have to. Up here, even when I had little kids, we did tents. Definitely a nip in the air. Alright guys, I cut my trail where I was, and you see vehicles right over here. I just got to go up the bridge and cross the river. Appreciate everybody coming along today. Not even a failure of a trip. I got to go out and see some country I've never seen before. I know there's fish all through here. Beautiful area. So don't be afraid. Look on a map, look on a Google Earth, look somewhere. Figure out a place you want to go and get out there and explore. We will see you next time.